principle-based leaders, what is that? You need to be a reliable character. Your team members need to know that you're not going to be flippant, that you're not going to change your principles or your values. They need to know that you're a solid character. The principles I'm talking about could be something like integrity. Thinking about what promises you're going to make, time commitments. Thinking about them before you're making them. Knowing that you have a great chance of achieving that promise, that commitment. It's interesting. I choose who I work with, and I don't mean that to sound arrogant, but I look for characters to work with. Character is such a difficult thing to change. We can add skills to people. If the platform of character that we're adding skills to isn't solid, is a bit wishy-washy, well, it becomes very, very difficult to work with that person. I may have a cup of coffee in a public environment with someone whom is looking for both, for me to choose them to work with and them to choose me. And I look for their habits. I look towards the way they interact, say with waiters, waitresses. Do they give them eye contact when they're asking for something? Do they say thank you? Because I know the way they're treating these waiters, waitresses, is exactly the same way they're going to treat their team. If those characteristics that are so important to effective interaction with other human beings, to create rapport, to create a bond, if they're missing, well, it's going to be very difficult to work with that business owner in affecting the types of the long-term business success principles that we bring into business. A principle-based leader, a principle-based business owner, you know the fundamental foundation that's necessary to a high-performance business, a high-performance team, is trust. So how do you create that trust? It isn't earned overnight. It's earned over a period of time of keeping small agreements, largely. So the number one principle that I use and I notice in high-performance leaders and business owners is integrity. What is integrity? It's knowing that you can achieve something before you promise that you're going to do it. Always keeping in mind the promises, even if they're small, but the promises and agreements that you make with your leaders as a business owner and the leaders with your team. I practice integrity. It's my number one principle. Over 2 decades of business consulting and training, all my clients have come from repeat and referral business. I've never had to market, never advertised. And I'm clear that that foundation principle of integrity has played a critical role in the long-term employment, the long-term consultancy I've had with most of my clients. Most of them I've worked with for 10 years or plus. I always am mindful of the promises that I make before I make them. And I do my utmost to achieve those activities, those actions within the timelines that I've agreed to. If I can't, and I know in advance I can't, I will be proactive, I'll ring that client and I'll let them know I'm running a bit behind. Can we make another agreement around another time? I never sweep things under the carpet and just pretend it never happened and hopefully someone forgets.